We get a special discussion program where I get people there with me as students. And we get to talk about the medical mission where they did as a for these services to people there. And more especially the one where they are FEDER and Barry children and the districts. And they plans them to extend the services to all the children and the districts. With me as studio, I guess the President's Foundation with Theresa Kallon, I guess Theresa Kallon, with her sister, then I guess the medical doctor, with Miss, with the mind now, including part of the United States of America. We want to start this discussion program, and as I said, we will go out in Rio, some English and Malay, so that we understand clearly and to understand the listening. We will get the opportunity of all the last questions in relation to this issue we discussed. As I said, we want to start with this program proper. Listeners, I get with me the president's foundation, Fatuma Musa. Yes, Fatuma, say hello to people.
Bua.
Bua. Alright, Fatuma, being the president for the medical mission with Theresa Sheku Kallon Foundation within a presently. And right now we work now FEDER and Barry children. They take intention to extend this opportunity and facility to other children across the district. And by extension, maybe in time to the nation as well. Thank you. So, alright, start. Fatuma, just a brief background of your foundation.
Yes, thank you very much. Apologies because I'll speak in English a little bit fluently so I can be able to articulate what I want to say. So, 2 years ago, my father, Sheku Kallon from Barry Chiefdom, passed away. And we came to the country to bury him in Kudawam. And when I started walking around Kudawam and just seeing the area, I remember when I was 5 years old, he and I were walking hand to hand, going down the stream and taking a shower in the stream. I remember that vividly. Looking around and seeing all the people around. And right now I'm even feeling it as I'm talking about this, some chills. You just have to fall in love with the people. Why? Because they're just trying to do what they can with what they have. And when I reflect back on my parents and what they taught me, one of the things that they instilled in us is to give back, reach back, help others to do better and be better. People just looking for opportunities. And if we can be able to provide a situation to be able to do that, I want to be able to make that happen for them. Hence the reason why we started the foundation, to be able to give back to the district that they come from, to the chiefdom that they come from, and also to expand, as you said, not only from here, we just landed here. I want to expand to the nation and beyond the nation as well. But we have to walk, we have to crawl before we walk. So that's the intention here, to be able to come back and start giving back to the people and help them out.
All right, okay. Now, briefly, just tell me foundation background, and you talk about 5 pillars in the foundation. Tell listeners about the 5 pillars.
So these 5 pillars is 1, education, 2, agriculture, 3, infrastructure, then number 4 and 5, health and hygiene. I said 4 and 5 for a specific reason, because that's part of the medical mission, number 4 and 5, to be able to not only take care of people and their health, but also take care of their hygiene as well. We not only have doctors here to be able to help people, but we also have a dentist here to help people as well, because people need a little bit of hygiene to help themselves do better, a little bit of health, and it can be basic things like just simple medication that they need, or basic education. That is all that they need.
All right, okay. Listeners, that's Theresa Kallon, president and district leader for the medical mission, Theresa Sheku Kallon Foundation, within Pejewa, John, and Barry children, and the plan to extend this kind of opportunity to the other children inside the ministry. We want to get on to with Sister Theresa. Yes, Theresa, you welcome to this program.
Who are people here at Kaigoma?
Kaigoma, that's a good one. Theresa, tell me small thing about the foundation and how do you intend to help the people of Peje and Barry children?
Okay, I'm just following after my brother's vision. Because if he didn't have the vision, to start this thing, we wouldn't have even started it. My dad always gave all the time, and I know that to be true. I used to be the one packing the barrel. I knew about packing barrel before I even knew what packing barrel was. And so I understand the need to always help. My dad used to always be like, bring your old shoes, bring your old clothes then. Pack candy, make you and I go to the Dollar Tree, make we go buy candy for them and pick it in. And I used to be like, well, what about me? I want candy too. You able to get candy. Anytime I could buy you candy, anytime I go able to buy you shoes, clothes, you able to go to school, I don't pay school fees, no problem. But we get for helping people. And so I remember him always saying that every time I was crying, like, I don't want to pack the barrel anymore. I tell you, Papa, I don't want to make a pack barrel. But I started as I got older, and he did it more and more every year. I started to understand the purpose behind giving what you had and giving to people that don't have. Because I think a lot of times when we come to America, I was born here. 3 years old, I went to America. I don't stop being 19. But when I say my father put culture in me, some people they go call me, hey, that Afro picking go sit all day. But I have culture, so I understand my culture, and I understand what Papa be instilling in me. When Mama be instilling me at giving, at the number one thing where God they answer. God they answer prayer beyond blessing. So all the things that we give to people is because we give, because we're not asking for nothing in return. Because we know Papa God, they watch me. So now we act with they work with. Now they give him with they work with. So the main thing is I'm just helping my brother push forward the vision that he's seen in my father, that I saw as a little girl, that I didn't understand what vision was.
Now, you don't join your brother to ensure your dreams comes true. What are some of the basic needs of these people who are manufacturers?
Basic things, we had the local Piltron District DMT team to come and check the area. So we started early registration, and we told them, tell us specifically what the people are registering for, what are the sicknesses, so we can make sure we prepare enough stuff for those particular things. We don't want to come with cough medicine if nobody don't get cough problem. We don't want to come with asthma medication when nobody don't get asthma now yet. Every area get own problem. So when we talk to the nurse stand, the nurse, he say hernia, he been tell us say hypertension, people now ulcer, hunger. Now the number one thing would make people sick now. If you know able to eat for 4 or 5 days, what's it happen? Your body they begin eating itself, it begin break down, right? So we careful find ways to help those things. Ulcers, then you have malaria, you have a lot of other things that they were giving us. High blood pressure.
All right, now you've been engaged in doing registration to help these people think that Peje and Barry children. Now, how soon are we going to see, you guys start to really effect your project so that people can benefit?
Well, we don't begin, we did we can on the 14th, and on Monday, the 16th, we did begin at Pejawa. We did Pejawa in 2 days. Then we did go to Kuruma in 3 days. So effectively Monday, we did begin, call all the people that were be pre-registered. And once people see we did on the grounds and we actually they do what we be tell us what they do before we got. Now that's what they see for themselves, because some people hesitant to sign up because nobody knows what they sign up for. So now when they see us on the grounds, they say, oh, na Pakolon and picking them, okay, I know we know, make I go there. And then they'll see medications be given out. We have a pediatrician here, Dr. Nix, who's come. She's very dedicated. She's been doing missions for a long time. She's here with us, steering the whole medical team to make sure we do everything right. So all the kids will be taken care of. We're going to go visit the school to give them dental cleaning. We have medication, hypertension. We have women's care and men's care.
All right, okay, thank you very much, Theresa. Let me just do some interpretation in a local language of
Yes.
so that people can understand exactly why you guys are here. All right, Malaysia, sorry you did on that. Nunga already know the friend who will be small for one FM. Feeling Fatoma, Kallon Foundation, Theresa Kallon Foundation, Guinness, Tabelobe, Nahiwe, 2 hours or 2 Kuma, and this is a kingdom. Do I get up in Mania, John, Tauti, and I, Damian, Pege, Kebari, Marisia. Madame, Toti, Bobunesia, Takima, Miano, John, Maritanu, Ika, Tau, and I go what Madame, Koye, Nicola, Tissi, and Ready Goma, Salu, and Game, Joe, Saturday, Kemba. See the Akatina for the Mukoma, Takini, Capitana, Dawe, the Bega Mana, Mabovina, Indonesia, Bauma, Hidden Secretary Bauma, Tau Teke, Tenebima Money, Titatoma, Angela, and Indonesia, and Bay Captain Mami, Court Talk, Kulina, Katinta, Comata, Venga, Dawe, Cotucot, my Domina, Lana, Futma, Ketati, Gerina, Penti, Ayeta, Tipe, Lina, Matulima, DMHD. Now we just join you what he did even a critical research about him. Talking about Luasia, Lucia Bauma, Ibenda, Bauma, Dore every when they attend to work and not pay on research about him. For a teacher to my ID, a community research man, Nahi, ye, Nafik, Alona, who, Nena, Melo, Peje, Barry Mountain. Tati give him a little Bob and I to call up a ticket to live, killing Kalona, and what's wrong in the room, a young this is the thing. So now Kenya taking you good. Remember, Sabia, Sansia, we go na Dima, go na Mamma. Ye Pomina was a carefully Kalona with Monangi, it came out as Ye Pomina myself, the assistant, Joanna, or Java, Ye Pomina, not to notice this is a cinema. Valeria, the Japan will be out, and doing a cinema. Mamma, boy, I had a great out of wicked. Indeed, to our this is another. Connect this, I said, we are. Martin Mali, no, and the place, Sema, Alanian, Tana, Gava, many one of science again. Tana, what's your name? Ma, pay or no, be a dear, lady, or into my money that I clean and Yala, or Tanonati, Pemu. We get a day, and Bambi, they are not aware, whom we have a doctor, and your connects that I didn't wear. Nine way to a Moena, Market, the Lion, Charlie Dingo, now will. Welcome to the studio, Doctor. Next.
Oh, thank you for having us. Right. Or in Jamaica, we say walk on.
Walk on.
Or thank you for having me.
Okay. Thank you very much. You are welcome to the again.
Thank you so much.
Yes, I want to learn from you. I want to let the public want to learn from you. What are some of the areas you intend addressing? You haven't done some registration in that part of the country. You must have, gained an insight of what are some of the problems people are faced with. So, what are some of the issues you think you guys can address?
So, being on many of medical missions, there are skin conditions that are very, very common in most of the medical missions that I've been on, especially the ones in Kenya, in Africa, Commission. And I would like to address those skin conditions like ringworms, infections, maybe minor to moderate or severe abscesses, any kind of infection or fungal or bacterial infections. Other conditions are like breathing problems, respiratory, asthma, pneumonia, kids who are coughing maybe because of the dust and the dirt outside that gets into their lungs or their respiratory, whether ear, nose, and throat. Ear infections are also common in children. Other conditions are even hunger. Theresa mentioned hunger earlier. In my other experience as well, hunger was a very common condition. Like they have stomach pains, headaches, or hotness of the body, which is, most likely sometimes indicative of malaria. Some of the other conditions, for example, hygiene, simple basic hygiene. I'm glad that we have a pediatric dentist on board. The pediatric dentist can also take care of adults. So we want to address the hygienic problems. So Dr. Nicholas Gichu and his assistant, Victor Odiambo, they're from Kenya. I've worked with them before, so I've invited them to come along with us. And I'm very grateful and appreciative that you have us all here because we really want to take care of the healthcare needs, health, wellness, which could also mean spiritual wellness. We have a minister here. We have mental wellness. All of that embodies healthcare. Okay, so it's very important that we address all of these problems because, to me, there's so much need. I wish we could do it all, but to me or to us, a little help is better than nothing at all. We have come from so far. That's because we are passionate about people who are in need of, who have little to no access to healthcare. And this is how I'm really excited about coming this far. Because even coming from Jamaica also has a need. We also go to Jamaica. As a part of other groups, I've also gone to Jamaica. But to me, helping our brothers and sisters from the diaspora of Africa, the connection, I think that's something that we are passionate about. And that's something that I'm passionate about as well. So my goal is to continue to be a part of this team and be a part of the community. And in whatever way I can help, I want to continue to be a part of the mission and the mission.
Thank you very much, bro. Thank you very much. All right, that was just an interpretation about some of the issues we discussed. I want to go down to the foundation, the founder of this project, Theresa Kallon. Yes, Theresa, knowing fully well the level of education here, and then the level of poverty associated with our country. I just want to know whether these people are going to pay for these services you guys are rendering. If so, how much do you think they will pay? Or if it's just a kind of gesture you are going to have people. I just want to make clarification on that.
So going back to what we were raised in doing, my dad, my parents never asked for anything. We were doing this out of the goodness of our hearts. We want to help others, to uplift them. The foundation is focused on self-reliance, self-sustainment through financial support in any way, shape, or form. And for us to accomplish that, we need to provide those structures in place so we can be able to help them out. We're not here to get any money from anybody. We're here to just help as much as we can. I will use the word free.
Absolutely.
All you have to do is sign up, register, and show up. There's going to be, outside of just the medical things that needs to happen, education of what to do is the most important thing. If you don't know what you don't know, you're going to get yourself in trouble. So if we can educate you while we're still taking care of you, you're one step further. The one thing I've always said is this, and I've told the kids in Kudowan, the last time I was here when my dad passed away, I told them this: you must learn something new every day. And if they have the ability to just listen and open their minds, they can learn something new every day. And by the education piece, they can use that information and pass it on to their parents, because parents can be hard-headed, right? So the kids can actually teach their parents how to be better in taking care of themselves from a hygienic way and their health.
All right. In your statement, you did make mention of 5 pillars you guys intend to address: education, agriculture, infrastructure. How do you intend to impact on areas like agriculture? You know fully well that a good household here cannot afford 3 meals a day. Now, how best are you going to educate our public so that people can embark on agricultural activities?
So we've actually started the organization 2 years ago. I'll focus on the agriculture because that's what you asked me about. At the beginning of this year, we have about 50 acres that we're working on right now, doing some planting so we can be able to grow and harvest whatever we grow. The first thing that we grew was peanuts. And we took the seeds out to be able to plant again so we don't have to go back and buy some more seeds. Then we can be able to plant that so when we make the harvest, that can be shared in the community. In my vision for agriculture is to take a percentage of what we grow, even if it's 1 cup. Each community, each household should get at least 1 cup. Then the rest, we're going to make sure we can do 2 options. One, a barter system. What that really means is, if this other community if this other chiefdom is making pepper and I have peanuts, we can do a trade, right? That's another piece right there. That's another idea. The third piece, whatever is left over, we sell. And I'll tell you why. Because the one piece I mentioned was infrastructure, right? The rest of the portion goes back in the organization and it does 2 things. Help with the infrastructure within the community. As you all know, it's dark outside. When I was walking around, I had a little touchlight to see. We can start to put solar panel lights in strategic area in the community so that at least you don't have to carry your touchlight unless you go into your household, right? But we also have the ability for the community, when they have community-based events, they can always request saying, hey, we need some money to help out with X. They had asked for money for the kids because they have a sporting event. Okay, we were ready to give some money towards that. So any which way they have a request come in, we can get to provide. So we've done many things from an agricultural standpoint, which ties to infrastructure. I can talk about the other ones to teachers for education. We provided uniform for students, the entire, within Pejawa and Kudowan. This year, every